Yep.
Diddy and Taylor, right?
Right
One
here first, right there.
one shot. To this camera.
Is it here, guys?
Taylor Swift and Diddy, the scandal that shook show business. The courtroom was silent, the atmosphere electric with tension. All eyes were fixed on Taylor Swift, the pop icon who had captivated millions with her music and impeccable public image. But this wasn't a concert or an award show. This was a courtroom, and Taylor, usually a symbol of grace and confidence, now sat at the center of a scandal that had the world holding its breath. Beside her sat Diddy Combs, known for his bold personality and controversial career. In his possession were not just legal documents, but what he claimed was undeniable evidence, proof that could turn this case into one of the most sensational celebrity legal battles ever seen. It felt like a scene out of a Hollywood thriller, but this was real life, and the stakes were sky high. The question on everyone's mind was simple yet shocking. How had Taylor Swift, the poster child for authenticity, found herself entangled in Diddy's murky world? The origins of the scandal. The rumors began innocuously enough. Whispers about Diddy's extravagant parties, shady business deals, and a network of high-profile associates who occasionally raised eyebrows. Diddy's name had been linked to scandals before, but this time, an unexpected twist emerged. An investigation into his dealings allegedly revealed a connection to Taylor Swift. Initially, the idea seemed preposterous. Taylor's fans, known for their fierce loyalty, dismissed the news as clickbait or a media ploy. How could their idol, who had always championed honesty and transparency, be involved in anything underhanded? But as more details emerged, skepticism grew. Reports suggested that Taylor wasn't just a guest at Diddy's infamous parties, she might have been more deeply involved. By the time the case reached court, the world was divided. Was Taylor being unfairly dragged into someone else's mess, or was there more to the story? The courtroom drama unfolds. The trial began with a bang as Diddy's legal team presented a bombshell, a video allegedly showing Taylor Swift at one of his notorious parties. The footage, captured in a dimly lit setting, showed a blonde woman who appeared to be Taylor mingling among high-profile attendees. "This is her," Diddy's lawyers claimed, pointing at the grainy silhouette on the screen. The prosecution argued that her presence at the party indicated knowledge of and participation in Diddy's questionable activities. Taylor's legal team quickly countered, dismissing the video as inconclusive. Attending a party is not a crime, her lawyers asserted. In the world of show business, stars cross paths all the time. It doesn't imply involvement in illegal activities. Still, the video raised eyebrows. Fans and spectators whispered among themselves. Was this mere coincidence, or could Taylor really be hiding something Diddy's team wasn't done? They unveiled a series of alleged email exchanges that hinted at Taylor's involvement in planning entertainment for his events. Though vague, the correspondence suggested she may have known more than she let on. The courtroom buzzed with speculation. Taylor, normally poised, appeared visibly affected. Her hands trembled slightly as she maintained her composure. When she finally took the stand, her voice was firm but laced with emotion. "I've never been involved in anything illegal," she declared. "My presence at those events was purely social. I was misled and manipulated, just like everyone else." Her lawyers doubled down, portraying Taylor as a victim of circumstance. They argued that Diddy had used her star power to legitimize his events without her knowledge. The prosecution strikes back. Despite Taylor's defense, the prosecution pressed forward. They presented financial documents allegedly linking her to investments in Diddy's projects, some of which had dubious reputations. The courtroom collectively gasped. Could Taylor Swift, the epitome of integrity, have knowingly funded questionable enterprises? Her reaction was telling. She sat with her arms crossed, her expression a mix of shock and simmering anger. Her lawyers quickly dismissed the documents as irrelevant. They argued that any investments Taylor had made were standard business decisions and unrelated to Diddy's personal dealings. But Diddy's team wasn't finished. They called a key witness, a former employee of Diddy's company, who claimed to have seen Taylor signing contracts in the presence of Diddy's representatives. The testimony was chillingly confident. Fans in the courtroom exchanged nervous glances. Was it possible that Taylor had been more involved than she admitted? Taylor's lawyers immediately questioned the witness's credibility, suggesting he was fabricating the story for personal gain. They painted him as a disgruntled former employee seeking attention. But the prosecution had another card to play: phone records allegedly revealing discussions about event arrangements. While Taylor's voice wasn't directly heard, there were suggestions that she was aware of the nature of these events. The tension in the courtroom reached a fever pitch. Was this enough to prove her complicity? A turning point. As the case continued, Taylor's legal team delivered a stunning counterpunch. They presented an audio recording in which Diddy's representatives discussed inviting Taylor to one of his events. The recording, far from implicating her, suggested she was viewed as a perfect guest to boost the event's prestige, not as a collaborator. This revelation shifted the narrative. Taylor's lawyers argued that she had been used as a pawn in Diddy's larger scheme with no knowledge of his activities. They also presented testimonies from Taylor's close friends and colleagues, who confirmed that she had no business ties with Diddy. Her attendance at his events, they insisted, was purely social or professional, a common occurrence in the entertainment industry. The turning point came when Taylor's team provided additional documents proving that she had been invited to Diddy's parties as a guest, not as a partner or investor. The verdict. After weeks of intense legal wrangling, the judge finally delivered the verdict. The court found that there was insufficient evidence to implicate Taylor Swift in any illegal activities. The charges against her were dismissed. The courtroom erupted in relief and applause. Taylor, though visibly emotional, maintained her composure, thanking her lawyers and supporters. Her fans, who had rallied behind her throughout the ordeal, celebrated the decision as a vindication of her integrity. The aftermath. In the days following the trial, Taylor broke her silence with a heartfelt social media post. She thanked her fans for their unwavering support and acknowledged the experience as a painful but valuable lesson. "This has been one of the most challenging times of my life," she wrote. "I've learned the importance of being cautious about the company I keep and the environments I find myself in. Thank you for believing in me." Meanwhile, Diddy faced significant backlash. While he wasn't directly accused of any crimes, his reputation took a major hit. The scandal cast a long shadow over his career, with many questioning his ethics and intentions. For Taylor, the ordeal marked a turning point. Though she emerged victorious, the experience left her more guarded and wary of the entertainment industry's complexities. Unanswered questions. Despite the verdict, questions lingered. Some fans scrutinized videos of Taylor in the courtroom, analyzing her body language for clues. Others speculated about her initial involvement in Diddy's world. Social media buzzed with debates. Some insisted Taylor was a victim of circumstance, while others suggested she had been naive or overly trusting. "I don't believe a word of it," one fan tweeted. "Taylor is a symbol of honesty. She would never knowingly do anything shady." Another commented, "Maybe she didn't realize what she was getting into, but how could someone as smart as Taylor trust Diddy?" A lesson learned. Ultimately, the case highlighted the high stakes of celebrity life. For Taylor, it was a harsh reminder that fame can be a double-edged sword. Every decision, every association is scrutinized, and even an innocent mistake can spiral into a full-blown scandal. Her victory in court restored her reputation, but the experience left a lasting mark. As fans and critics alike debated the implications, one thing was clear. In the world of show business, appearances can be deceiving, and even the brightest stars aren't immune to the shadows. Taylor's fans stood by her, their belief in her honesty stronger than ever. And Taylor herself emerged from the ordeal with a renewed sense of resilience and caution. In the ever-unpredictable world of celebrity, this case served as a stark reminder that nothing is ever quite as it seems. Don't forget to subscribe to the A-List Buzz for informative news of celebrity.